Watch your head.
All right, so if you are anything like me, you have come to a point where you'll look at your garden and be like, no, something's got to change. I got to do something about this mess. Well, the other day, that was me. So I looked at my garden and I was like, no, I gotta fix this. It looks like crap. So I'm doing a complete overhaul on everything. Let me kind of show you what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the garden as of now, and I'm supposed to be planting in the next probably 2 weeks. So what I'm going to do is put a 22-foot long raised bed along the back, and I'm going to split it into 5.5-foot sections. And then right now I have these rows that I planted on last year, and where those rows are, I'm going to do raised beds going that direction. So there's going to be 6 raised beds right here, and then technically 4 back there. I'm going to get rid of this irrigation system. I'm probably going to have to redo it, I would imagine, make it different. I'll do that later this year, and for now I have to pull that out and level all this out. I'm going to go get some weed barrier. I'm going to lay weed barrier over this whole thing, and then I'm just going to cut it out of the bottom of the raised beds. I just don't want all the weeds coming up along the walkways and stuff. So let's get started. Had to get away from the dog. He was not liking me working by his fence, was he? Dug up the weeds. That whole garden was like cement because of all the weeds just tangled up down there. So I pulled out the big clumps. I'm gonna leave the smaller stuff because that'll just break down underneath the weed barrier. Just added the soil that'll be underneath my beds because the beds aren't going to have a weed barrier. So all I got left to do today is do my very best to level it and then throw the weed barrier down. I've got my friend that'll be here at 7:30 tomorrow morning, ready to help me get these beds built. So let's get back to it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call it and say that is about as level as it's gonna get. I am dead, my hands hurt. Good enough for me. Anything that's not level as far as the raised beds go, I can level them out afterwards. For now, I'm gonna go over to Lowe's, get me some weed barrier. I've got my weed barrier. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down before it gets dark because I have to have this ready to go by tomorrow morning. So I'm going to get this weed barrier down, eat some dinner, and then I'm going to go over to Home Depot, see what they got going for wood. My weed barrier job isn't the best, but it'll do what it needs to. My friend showed up this morning. He thought we were getting like 10 2x8s, And then he threw a fit when I put it in my truck like that. Got all the wood ready to go. Start building it. He's super excited to be here. All right, so we got these 4 beds done. Finishing up our cuts right now. He's over there making the posts for the corners of the beds. So with this one, we ended up making this into kind of just 2 beds. So that is one piece right there. A couple of supports in those corners. And then that's a second bed going across there. Each one is 11 feet. And then we are gonna do 6 beds coming off that direction. Each one of those is gonna be about 7.5 feet. Basically whatever is gonna fit right here. I think we measured it out to be about 7.5. And he's just chopping away over there. Build some boxes. Good job.
Thank you.
Watch your head.
Come here.
Are you okay?
Come here, buddy.
Okay, so now that I'm covered in sawdust and mud and dirt and secondary water and grass clippings and everything else, I'm happy I did it. Beds turned out much better than I expected. I love how they came together. So stick around and I'm going to show you guys exactly what we did to the garden. All right, so here is the finished product. I have 6 beds going along that way, 4 beds going along that way. Got a walkway in between them here. And all of the weed barrier that is inside of the beds is actually going to come up. I'm not going to use it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the middle of it and staple it up to the sides of the beds. So that was a long 2 days of work, but I'm happy I did it. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And next weekend is going to be spent filling these, which is going to be pretty insane. So let me walk through kind of how I built these, because I don't think I did that when we were actually building them. So these on the side here are 2x8s, and I have 2 of them stacked on top of each other. I think these are just 2x3s. I'm just use them for a post. And what we did, you can kind of see it in the time-lapse videos, but we would start off with both of the ends at the same time, and we would lay the 2 posts down just on the ground. We would lay these 2x8s on top of them after we had them cut. We would drill them into that, so we would just get both of the ends built, and then we would stand the ends up on their side and start putting the sides on the box. Yeah, we didn't talk about it much during the actual build because it was all in time lapse and we were just really trying to bust through it. So we built all 10 of these boxes and it took us like 5 or 6 hours. So we definitely sped through it pretty quick. So I didn't have time to show you guys how it was done, but posts are there on all 4 corners, and I think I actually might add some, just one in the middle on each side going all the way down just to give it some extra support. Let me just say one more thing. You guys all need a friend like Bryson. So the kid who I had here helping me out with these, he's not a gardener or anything. He's a friend that I met through fly fishing, and we were texting and he texted me and he's like, hey, do you want to go fishing on Saturday? I said, no, man, I can't. I got to build some raised beds. And he goes, all right, what time do I need to be over? I'm bringing my tools. Wait, what's a raised bed? So he didn't really give me a choice, not even an option to tell him no. He just told me he's helping, asked me what time to be here, and he was here. And yeah, without him, this would have taken me weeks probably to do, because I'm not the handiest of men. I can figure it out, but not very fast. So he came and definitely had some tricks that I didn't know, and without his help this would have taken a long time. So I really appreciate his help. You guys all need a friend like him. So anyways, that's everything I have. I will probably make a video of me filling these bad boys up, see how much dirt that's gonna take. It's gonna be pretty rough. So next week we'll be filling them up. Probably the week after that, I think that's Mother's Day, so right about that time I'll be planting my peppers in there and getting those going, and it's going to be one exciting season. I'm very excited, especially now that I have all this done. It's going to be awesome. So okay, watch some of my other videos. They'll pop up wherever. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe. See you next time.